talking about it. Yes, it is live. Hello, 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 YouTube. Hope everybody is doing well. Looks like we have a couple of live viewers, which is really exciting. Hope everyone is having an amazing weekend. It's currently about 5:10 p.m. for me here in Calgary. And who knows what time it is for you guys. I know there's people that watch from all over the world. So if you guys are watching this, type in that. Looks like there's a few people. People are hopping on, which is good. Say hello in the chat. Hello, Ryan. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. So today we have got English teacher Joe. Joe, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. So Joe, as by the name of his Instagram and where you can find him online, is an English teacher. And I thought it'd be great to bring him on for what I'm now calling, at least for this time, we'll see how I feel for the future, but we're calling it a 7-minute language chat because every single one in the past that I've done, I've said it's going to be 5 minutes. And then I look at the clock, it's like, oh shoot, it was actually 7 minutes. It was actually 9 minutes. It was actually 8 minutes. Oh man. And then, so we're just going to call it a 7-minute language chat. And that way, at least the title is actually accurate to what this really is. So let me get the timer ready here. I'll just get this timer ready, clock, stopwatch, and boom, it is started. So Joe, okay. I mean, just tell us a little bit about you. What's your background? What do you do? Where do you live? What are you into?
All right. I'm an English teacher. I work at a university on the east coast of Canada. Halifax is our city. St. Mary's University is where I work. I've been an English teacher since, 1995. I taught overseas in South Korea with my wife for almost 7 years. And then,
what was that like working abroad?
We loved it. We absolutely loved it. South Korea is such an exciting place, and the people are crazy friendly. Yeah, we just came back to Canada because we wanted to start a family. Otherwise, we probably would have stayed there.
How long were you in South Korea?
We were there almost 7 years.
Holy moly.
Yeah, our original plan was to go for just a year and then come back to Canada, but we had so much fun, we signed up again and again and again, and then we got educated. We got master's degrees in teaching English.
Really?
And yeah, this is our lives now. Yeah, we love it.
That's great. So do you speak Korean?
When I was there, we spoke enough Korean to go shopping and go to restaurants and take taxis.
Okay.
But now maybe I know 50 words. Yeah, because all my Korean friends there wanted to learn English. So we just helped them out.
Got it. So this is slightly off topic, but do people in Korea generally speak English, or what's the level of English in South Korea?
For younger people, it's certainly high enough to help any tourist on the street.
Okay.
It's very easy to just stop any person, in their 20s or younger, probably in their 30s or younger, and ask them where something was or how do I get somewhere, and they'll be able to tell you.
Really? That's
yes.
Very convenient. Yeah, that's really good because I know it's really. I've traveled a fair bit, and it's been interesting to see the level of English in different countries. Like I lived in China for about 3 months, and it was, for me anyway, like everyone told me before I went that, oh, nobody really speaks English. Like it's very challenging, and I was like, oh, of course intellectually understood it, but until you're actually there and you're like, oh wow, nobody when you need help or whatnot speaks English. Like. And not to say nobody in China speaks English, because lots of people do speak English. But right. When you're just out and about and you just have a quick question, or like you're trying to communicate with someone in Mandarin and you're struggling, and you use a word of English, they're completely lost. And it could be as basic as hello, and they're like, what?
Yeah,
that's really cool. Yeah, I'd like to go to South Korea. It's on my list of places. But that's cool. So for you, you've taught for quite, seems like you taught quite a bit of teaching experience. Like, what have been some of the big things you've seen people struggle with when they're learning, I guess in your case, when you've been working with your English students?
I guess one of the biggest things that I've seen is my students, by the time they come to us, they've gone through several years of studying, maybe in classes, learning for tests, textbooks, and it's always, they always complain about how boring it is. So if you're taking a class that's boring, and it's difficult, and perhaps when they're young, they can't see a use for it. If all your friends are Korean and there's no English people in South Korea, why am I learning it? So it was really difficult for them to do it. but when they come to see us here in Canada, they can certainly see a use. They're older now, more mature, and I can show them how it can be fun for them. But
Right.
starting off, it's if you and I were studying something that was not usable anymore, you know, it just wouldn't be useful. It wouldn't be fun for us, and it's hard to learn if something is super boring.
Mm-hmm. So how do you make it fun for your students? What are some things, or actually, I'll rephrase that. Let me rephrase it. For like a language learner, what are some things that they can do to make it more enjoyable or more enjoyable process?
Well, the things that I see is, I'm an old guy. I'm 49 years old, but I'm teaching these kids. They're university age.
Mm-hmm.
They're full of energy. They got lots of fun experiences. They have great times on the weekend. So I just kind of push it back to them and ask them, what do they do? What are their dreams? What do they want to do? And we laugh about, if they make mistakes, we laugh it off and we learn from them, but it's not serious. And they generate the fun in my classes. I point it out and I allow it. I'm not very strict. So we have a lot of noise and we have a lot of fun in our classes. And thus they want to stay engaged. They
Right.
want to come and they want to talk.
Right. Huh, that's really interesting. So where are the students that you teach, where are they normally from? Or is it a bit of everywhere?
It's a bit of everywhere. And different years, we've had like a majority been from China. Now we have a majority in my classes now, majority from Brazil. We've had a lot from Japan. My main class this semester, I have Brazil, Japanese, Korean, Saudi, and a lady from Oman.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a great mixture, and any question you throw out to them, there's going to be lots of different answers coming back because of the different cultures.
Right. That's interesting. So what are some of the major things, like, have you noticed any like commonalities between that? Oh, someone is from X country, they really tend to struggle with this, or someone's from this other country and they really struggle with this in English. Have you noticed any commonalities?
Yes, we have. I would say people who come generally from Asia have a lot more experience reading and writing, so they're better at that, but they're often quite shy in the speaking part. Our students that come from the Middle East are not the least bit shy. They'll talk and they'll shout out answers. Even if they don't know the answer, they'll just shout it out. And it's quite funny sometimes. We'll be in class and I'll say, okay, does anybody have the answer to number 4? And Mohammed will say, true, false, what number? He doesn't even, he just wants to speak. And that's great, but our Japanese and Chinese will be looking over at him. Well, who's this guy?
Yeah.
And we just laugh and we have a great time. But from the Middle East, reading and writing seems to be more of a challenge for them. But speaking, and they have so much confidence to speak. It's that's not a problem.
Right. Cool. So in your last 2 questions, we're going to go over time. I think whatever time limit I set for the live stream is going to go over time. I think that's how it works. I set 7 minutes. It's going to go over 7. That's okay. Final 2 questions for sure, though.
Okay.
So for someone who's really shy, right? They're shy with speaking. What are some things that you'd recommend for them to do to be able to start getting over that shyness?
Yeah. A long time ago, I took a photography class.
Okay.
And I was with this girl, and she said it really helps when the teacher gives you homework to take pictures of people up close. You don't really want to do it, but because it's homework, you will do it. I have to do this for class. So I kind of brought that back into English classes and say, all right, I'm going to sit you down beside somebody, and here's 10 questions that I want you to talk about with each other. And so it's not really the shy person asking somebody else something. It's the teacher saying, I got to get through these questions. So they could be questions about anything, about shopping or traveling, or it could be about kissing or dating. And it always generates some laughter. And by week 2, my shy people are much less shy, and they become friends. The friendships grow, and then it's okay to talk to friends. And if you make a mistake in front of a friend, it's totally okay.
Right. Right.
So I I try to go past the shyness by just giving them the work and say, hey, let's get at it.
Right. It's kind of like saying, hey, you know, this is kind of homework, or this is not homework, but this is something that we're working on because this is English class.
Yeah.
And because, you know, I feel like maybe you disagree, maybe you agree. It sounds like you agree, but even in my experience, and it seems like when something's homework and you need to do something because the teacher says so.
Yeah.
It's something you're more likely to do because you're like, oh, teacher said so.
Yeah. If I just sat them down with each other and gave them nothing and says, okay, just talk to each other, I find the conversations don't generate.
Right.
Because I've got nothing to go on. But if I give you, you know, sheet of paper, or my wife and I, we have these cards that we hand out in class, like little business cards with questions.
Okay.
So one person can see it, the other person can't. And a lot of them will just generate fun and funny conversations, and the shyness goes away.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if someone didn't take a class and they weren't in a classroom, like, is there anything else you've seen that works?
What I try to do on my Instagram page, and I've done it today, is
yeah, I saw it. I know exactly where you're going. I saw it.
There's lots of people that say, Joe, I'm over here. I know people that speak English, and I say, all right, I'll announce a video. Say, hey, if you want to find an English-speaking partner, put a comment below, and then contact the others. So there's like 30, 40, 50 people. They can do what we're doing here on Skype, and you know, maybe it's a little easier online. If I don't know that person, I can talk to you. I don't know, but a lot of people sign up. They just want the chance.
Right.
And I think the internet is fantastic because it gives anybody who can connect, it gives them a chance.
Right. For sure. No, absolutely. Cool. So final thing.
Okay.
So final thing here is, so on the other hand, you know, you're saying that some of your students, they struggle a lot more with the reading and writing. So I'll put a student part A and part B. Like, what are some things you've done with your students that helps them work through that? And for people who are not maybe in a classroom, or maybe who have a teacher that maybe isn't as enthusiastic, or maybe doesn't have as much experience, and they're really struggling with helping that student improve the reading and writing, like, what are some thoughts that you would have for them?
Through my experience, what I've studied about reading is reading for fun, like reading stuff that you want to read. So if you want to read a Harry Potter, or you want to read a graphic novel, whatever you want to read, that's the fastest way to improve your vocabulary. Okay. If you're reading something that the teacher just comes into class and hands out 20 books, you know, we've all done that in high school. The teacher says you're going to read this book. Some students read it because they're excellent students. Some students just read a few pages, and some students, you know, they just go get it off Wikipedia and find out what it is. Right. So they don't read, and they're not going to get the benefits. So my students, I get them to read. I've talked to them a lot about how reading for fun is such a fast way to improve your vocabulary. Cool. Because if you love the story, you're going to keep going. You don't just do the 10 pages that the teacher told you. If the story's compelling, you're going to turn the page and keep going. So I got students. I had a Russian lady last summer when I taught her in my class, and in 8 weeks she read close to, I think, 1,000 pages of books that she wanted to read. So that's more than 125 pages a week. That's quite a bit. So you just kind of you just pushed it back to her in a way to go, hey, you can read whatever you want to read. Yeah. Yeah, you like mysteries, you like romance, you like sports, you like travel, whatever. I don't care. It's all English. And the more you want it, the more you love it, the faster you will improve. And she really did. Yeah. And once you leave my class, libraries are free. Right? You know, you don't have to pay for it. You can still improve your English. Just keep going. Right. Are the libraries out in I mean, and it's completely off topic, but I'm just more of my own curiosity. Are the libraries in Halifax, are they really good? Like, how are they? Because I know in Calgary, they're freaking amazing. They've gotten really good in recent history. It's like they're implementing a music rental section of the library. So you can rent out music instruments. Wow. With your library card. We actually, when did it open? Maybe 3 years ago. We have a new headquarters library downtown,
Hmm.
and it's a fantastic building. I think it even has a recording studio that people can go in and use.
Holy moly.
Yeah, it's state of the art. It's I've lived in Halifax a long time, and it used to be a very quiet, small town. And
Yep.
boy, we're getting pretty high tech with this new stuff. If you Google Halifax Library, you'll see what I mean. It's shaped like a stack of books.
Okay. Oh,
So
interesting.
it's even looks like a cool building on the outside. Inside's even more fantastic.
Really? That's fascinating.
Yes.
It's I've not, the farthest east that I've been in Canada is probably kind of Toronto and Montreal, kind of the two cities out east that I've been to.
Yeah.
But I really do want to head out further. I'm in Montreal in August. Actually, are you going to Langfest on that note?
Oh, actually, I don't think I am. No.
Okay.
That's in Montreal in August?
Yeah, end of August.
Yeah, no, I have a wedding I have to attend. My wife's sister, so we're going up to Toronto to visit for her wedding.
That's great. Anyway, yeah, I do want to go because I've had some friends that have gone out, and I've only heard good things. So
that's great. Yeah, anytime you come, let me know.
Yeah,
we'll show you around.
That'd be great. So anyway, I've decided 7-minute language chat is not a thing anymore because that makes me go, I don't know why. 7 minutes, my brain's like, it's fine if I go over 7 minutes. If it's 5 minutes, I'm like, oh crap, it's 6. Better hurry up and wrap it up. But anyway, thanks for the live people who watched. Looks like we had a few, so that's good. And Joe, thank you I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me.
Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, no, everyone check. Joe's got. I really like Joe's Instagram. I've been making more of an effort recently to bring on people that I actually really, really like their content online. Like I used to bring on not just anyone, but I was a lot less picky. But now I'm starting to bring on people that I actually follow more closely. And so past 2 times you guys have noticed, I kind of promote their stuff a heck of a lot more because I really genuinely like it. So Joe's Instagram I like a lot. To be perfectly open, haven't really seen your YouTube much and haven't really looked at your Udemy course, but Instagram for sure I really like. I can only imagine the others are really great too. So
thank you very much.
Perfect. Well, let me end this live stream here, and yeah, see you guys later.